Thank you very much for all the fucking emails I got about Monday's podcast, about comedy. It was time I busted out and let you guys know what the fucking rules were. A lot of people out there fucking around with comics, and I don't like that at all. Whether you're my friend or not, as a comic, people have no idea how hard we fucking work to have some guy that didn't have the balls to do what we did tell us and fuck with us. That's not going to happen ever again. I got a lot of emails from a lot of young comics asking me to comedy coach them and shit. That I can't fucking judge your material. That's not what I do. I've never jumped in on somebody and said, hey, the material, look at my fucking material. It sucked. I did it on presence, and I was a good storyteller, and I had good presence, but as a writer, I'm not Bill Burr or Mulaney or those guys. But I could just give you rules like I do on here. That's just fucking fine. Today we have a guest. You know, on Wednesdays I always have a Zoom, but we'll do that later. You know, I'll talk to you about what's going on and whatnot. I'm feeling good. My teeth feel better. The stitches, I spit out my last stitch last night. I went to watch Jimmy's son play basketball, and on the way out of the park, I felt something in my mouth. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I took it out. It was a fucking stitch with old blood on it. Whatever, fuck it. I just spit it out of my mouth. The bird's eating it right now or some shit. That's what usually happens. I threw a piece of gum out the fucking window about a week ago. I come back an hour later, a bird was fucking eating the gum, bouncing around, the nicotine gum. He didn't know that fucking nicotine will fuck a bird up. But anyway, today we talk about comedy again. I have a nice comedian, one of my tight friends, George Perez, that you guys love. He's got a great fucking podcast. I'm going to do it in a couple of weeks, but we covered a lot of comedy shit on here today, you know, and I got to tell you a story real quick. When I was doing comedy about 3 years, 95, that put me at about 3.5 years, January of 95. I was doing comedy and I was doing great. I was in Colorado, I was in Boulder, and I was doing, I had about 20 minutes, 22 minutes, you know, and I went out every night. When I was in Boulder, the comedy scene was fair to Midland. I mean, Monday nights you had like some fucking room at an Outback. It's not the same Outback you guys think. This is an Outback bar that was Australian also, and it was like a recording room that sat like 20 people. That was my Monday night. Tuesday night was the Comedy Works. Jimmy Abeda had a room on Tuesday night. If you didn't get the Comedy Works open mic, Wednesday night was Club 52 in Commerce City. Thursday night was El Torito in fucking Englewood or wherever the fuck it is. I forget what part of Denver it is, where they did Littleton. I think it's out there by John Elway fucking Ville. And then Friday and Saturday, I would do guest spots at either the Comedy Club or I would deliver Chinese food or whatever the fuck I was doing on Fridays and Saturdays because, you know, a lot of people, you can't call the same club for guest spots every week. But Wednesday nights at Club 52, it was buck wild. They gave you, I think it was 25 cash and a steak. A fucking delicious steak. So you would go earlier, and I would leave there and go to the Italian restaurant I told you guys about in the church with the Elvis impersonator. It was a big fat Elvis impersonator. He looked nothing like Elvis, but he was an impersonator in Vegas. They cashed him out, and he did like 20 years or something. I don't know what hotel, and he opened up a little Italian restaurant, and he would do Elvis with the belt, and then he'd give out food. It was a fucking nightmare, but I did it. It was part of the fucking game. But what I'm going back to is, one night I was at Club, this just to prove to you motherfuckers, I wasn't taking shit when I was an open micer. I'm at this club, and I'm eating my fucking steak, and I forget I know who the headliner was. I still see his face. I can't just remember his name, you know. And I get there, and he was headlining. We were both eating. I was doing like 15 minutes. There was some other comics there eating, and we're watching the comedy show. There had to be 20 people in the audience, maybe. Two of these dudes were sitting there on a table like this one, and they were flicking beer caps at the comedians. You could see, like, that it wasn't lit, the room. There was just a light on the comic on stage, and you could see him ducking from the fucking bottle caps. I'm like, these motherfuckers. They look kind of tough and shit, so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing to them. I'm just going to say something when I get on stage. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 comics went up. They kept flicking the beer caps at him, the whole fucking deal. I go up there, I get to grab the mic, and I go, listen, the first beer cap I see, I'm not fucking with you motherfuckers. I didn't even stop. The words didn't even come out of my mouth, and a beer cap flew through my fucking head. I mean, these guys were not playing. I go, fuck you motherfuckers, you bunch of cocksuckers. What I wanted to do is I wasn't going to go to them. I wanted them to come to me. And one of the guys actually got up and he goes, you're a tough guy, I'll fucking beat the fuck out of you. I go, come up here and say that. Before he could hit the stairs, it was a portable microphone and shit that was on the thing. I fucking picked up the stand and I just belted him on the fucking head with the microphone. The microphone broke, the batteries went off everywhere and shit. He was holding on to his head. His buddy got up and ran out. I just got off the stage, picked up my steak, and got in the car. Like, the cops are coming, and I took off. About a year later, 2 years later, I'm at Harvey's Comedy Club in Portland, and the headline is there. And he comes up to me, he goes, you're opening up for me tonight? I go, yeah. He goes, just don't hit nobody with the mic on the head. And I was like, fine, fuck it, nobody will get hit. And that was my classic story. I didn't take shit as a fucking stand-up comic. As an open micer, you have to lay the fucking rules down. And I'll tell you what, after I hit that kid in the head with the microphone, nobody fucked with me in Denver again. The word got the fuck out. So don't worry about nothing. Don't let nobody fuck with you if you're a comic. I told you guys on Monday that nobody could shut you down, only yourself. Nobody. Not Rogan, not Chappelle, not fucking, well, Mitzi sure is dead. I don't feel so good myself. Nobody could fucking shut you down. So keep doing what you're doing and watch the podcast, and I'll drop comedy tips on you from time to time. I'm not the best fucking comic in the world, but I'll tell you what I did do. I did make it work for me. I don't know how. I don't know what the fuck happened, but eventually I'll make it work for you, cocksuckers. Anyway, today's guest is my main man, Mr. George Perez. I've known George since, a long time. We did the comedy Latino thing for Showtime together. We fed each other. We had each other's back. I miss him with all my heart, but we're still tight, and that's all that matters. We were a great team on the road. I used to take him on the road with me, and I miss him. So now, enjoy George Perez. I'll be back after the fucking show, cocksuckers. Oh, shit.
What's up, brother?
What's happening, my brother? How are you today on a beautiful fucking Wednesday morning?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good.